Warning, this content is for entertainment and educational purposes only. This video is brought to you by First Detachment Nutrition. Battle tested, expert formulated. Use discount code AB10 at checkout for 10% off. Hey Gym Bros, it's Big Paul. I'm here today. I'm going to talk about my wacky transformation, how I was broken, fat. I felt like a real piece of shit, I'll be honest with you. I was really at a low point in my life. You'll see the picture up here. I have it displayed, but this was me. I was on vacation with my kids at Disney World. This was probably the worst I've ever looked in my entire life. It's probably a low point mentally where I was at. I was just a broken man at this point. And I decided sometime after that I was going to take control of my life and get things back on track. I was going to get in shape. I was going to do some things to make myself successful, get my personal relationships straightened out. There just was a lot of stuff going on at that time. This is not your typical before and after video. I'm going to talk about mindset for success, how you achieve success, and not just in bodybuilding, but just in life in general. I'll talk about a little bit about my journey about getting in shape. I'll delve into that a little bit, but mostly I'm going to focus on the mindset, what it takes to get yourself from broken back to the top of the mountain. We'll talk about that in just 1 second. That picture was from 2016. This was definitely a low point for me. I was a mess back then. I let myself get fat. It's really embarrassing looking back at that picture. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't going to post this. I kind of had buried this in my phone and never wanted to remember what that moment felt like. And I showed one of my clients recently, my client Mike, and he's getting ready to start contest prep, and some nerves and stuff about contest prep. It's his first time on stage, and I wanted to inspire him a little bit, and I showed him a picture of how awful I looked and where I got to, and not to sweat it. Things are going to be great. And he's like, dude, you got to share this with people. You got to show people this. This is crazy. I can't even believe that's the same guy. Honestly, I can't even believe that's the same guy. My life is so different now than what it was. I said 6 years ago. It was 6.5 years ago, I guess it was. But it was 2016. The summer of 2016, that picture was taken in. It really was a low point for me. I was just in a bad spot then. My marriage was unhappy. I was in a toxic relationship that was really going down south. My ex-wife and I are on better terms now. We really have kind of repaired things and gotten on better terms. But at that point, it was very toxic. We didn't need to be together. But I was having a hard time coming to terms with it. I needed to end my marriage. Her and I had been together for something like 16, 17 years. It was a lot of time invested into one person. I wasn't where I wanted to be at professionally. I had a lot of business success in my 20s. I lost my business. Things went down the toilet, and I took a job at a company, which I'm still at. I love this company immensely. They've been very good to me over the years, but I just wasn't happy professionally. I had been on the top of the world before, and I kind of have relegated myself to a secondary role. And not to sound arrogant, but I felt like I had more to contribute. And just, I was depressed. I was anxious. I wasn't working out. I had gotten fat. My eating habits were absolutely horrific. I mean, I think at one point my total cholesterol was up to like 500, something insane like that. I mean, it was bad. I was sitting on my ass doing nothing and eating pizza and ice cream all the time. And I had worked my way up to something like 295, 300 pounds. Something like that. It wasn't the 300 pounds I was in my 20s when I was powerlifting and bodybuilding. I also went to I don't remember when it was, but I went to my class reunion. I think it was was it my 25th? I don't remember. I'm dating myself here, but I saw a girl that I knew when I was younger, and she looked at me and she goes, "Didn't you used to be a bodybuilder?" And that really, like, that was like a stab in the heart. That I was just so embarrassed and ashamed of myself where I had let myself go. It was really a low point, to be honest with you, to be transparent with you. It was a really, really bad spot in my life. And I decided to take control and to get myself back in shape, that I was not going to allow myself to be this guy anymore. I was going to. I've always been a hard worker, and my way of getting myself out of bad situations is just to put my head down, put on my hard hat, and just go to work. Feeling sorry for yourself gets nothing done. Making excuses gets nothing done. We all have shit that happens to us that we can't control. You got to put on the hard hat and you got to go to work, and you got to try to get more wins than losses. You're not going to be perfect all the time. I certainly have not been perfect. It's been 6 years since then, but I have gotten my 6.5 years. I have gotten my life in a much better place since then. I started up my coaching business, which is going really well. I started up the YouTube channel, which is going well. It's been successful beyond my expectations. I am in an executive position at my day job, which has gone extremely well. We've been very successful. I got a divorce. I found myself a partner that is very supportive, both emotionally and with my goals. And that has been extremely transformative. When you're with somebody that's in a bad place, you can't be the best version of yourself if your relationships are toxic. Whether that's friendship, whether that's business, whether that's personal, a love relationship. If you have toxic people in your life, or people that are in a toxic phase, I really had to take a step back and reinvent myself. It was really hard. I'm telling you, it was extremely difficult. At 43 years old, I think it was, in that picture, I looked like shit. I felt like shit. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed of myself. I was anxious. I was depressed. I had no idea what I was going to do. I left my wife. My wife and I, well, we mutually agreed to split up, I guess I should say. So there was new relationships. There was venturing into being a single parent. There was venturing into new responsibilities and increased responsibilities with my job. I had the goal of doing a bodybuilding contest. That was my first goal. Really was just to lose the fat. I got with Dr. Todd, who you've seen on my show with me, but Dr. Todd really helped me a lot. Helped me get to a point where I was back in shape. And then, for various reasons, mainly because I just wanted to learn about carb cycling, I went to work with Justin afterwards. But I'm still very, very good friends with Dr. Todd. He was very influential in my change. I have to give him a lot of credit for it. He helped me a lot. And he was, I remember when I was struggling with my relationship, he just picked up the phone and called me. He didn't have to do that. It's just little things, that positive people in your life, having positive people that have accomplished things in your life goes a long way. I had to remove some friends from my life that were toxic. I did. I had to make some changes. So what I did, and the lesson that I can impart on you guys, is there was a lot of obstacles along the way. These last 6 years, everybody thinks it's just a smooth trajectory up to achieving a goal or having some success at something. I'm not saying, I'm Tony Robbins. I'm not going to give you some inspirational BS that, is saying, have a positive attitude and you'll do great. I know a lot of positive people that accomplish absolutely nothing. So being positive is great and all. I think I'm a relatively positive person, but I know a lot of do nothing positive people. Positive attitude alone is not going to accomplish your goals. But the lesson that I can impart on you is just putting on that damn hard hat and working your butt off every single day, grinding when you don't want to grind. going to work when you don't want to go to work, eating that chicken when you'd rather eat a candy bar, saying no to toxic friends. I mean, that's hard to do. Saying no to stupid time wasting stuff like watching TV and playing tons of video games. I still make time for recreation. I'm not going to tell you that I don't. I'll play a video game here and there. I'll watch TV here and there, but I make sure my work is done and that the little things that I need to check off on my boxes to accomplish my goals, those are done for the day. Then I reward myself. And those of you that follow Jocko Willink, I think he talks about discipline leading to freedom. And that is very true. The more disciplined you are in your life, the more structured you are, the more you stick to a plan, the more freedom you actually have, because you'll have financial success, you'll have security, you'll have emotional security, not just financial security, but you'll have emotional security knowing that things are done and taken care of. When you have that worry in the back of your head, it just eats at you. Nothing ever goes perfect. I had so many speed bumps along the way over these last 6 years. I had multiple surgeries. I had my ACL replaced. I had a tumor in my neck I had to get removed. I don't know if you can see it, but giant scar right across here. I had to have I had a tumor in my salivary gland, so they took my salivary gland and all my lymph nodes out. I had a melanoma, all these things that would make somebody quit and give up. I had a tummy tuck and had a bleed afterwards. And I ended up having to have emergency surgery for that because I had a gigantic hematoma and lost a ton of blood. I've been injured. I've been hurt. I've had a bunch of obstacles. I've been single parenting. But it's just been a bunch of stuff along the way. But I just got up every day and I put in the work. I showed up to the gym. I weighed and measured my food. I did not take days off work. Literally, I did not take a single day off work when I had COVID the first time around. I was running 103-degree temperature, and I did my work. I took some naps. I got in there. I took partial days off, but I got up every day and made some sort of progress every day. Even in the worst day, you can make some sort of progress. You can do something. Whether, it's answering a few emails, it's, sitting down, writing down your goals, planning for stuff. Every single day, there's something that you can do. Just not making excuses for yourself. So many people make excuses for themselves. So many people want to blame others for their shortcomings. Blaming other people and being a victim doesn't get anything done. I know there are people that have shit circumstances and that have unfortunate things happen to them. Believe me, I've had some unfortunate things happen to me. And stuff, just gets in the way. But you can't control those unfortunate events. But what you can control is how you respond to those events, how you react to those events, how you handle them emotionally. And another thing I want to impart on people is that voice in your head is powerful. The self-talk, the voice in your head, whether you can talk yourself in and out of stuff. You can see my dog. He wants to get in here. He likes positive self-talk too. Isn't that right, Max? But that positive self-talk can have a huge impact on how this is where the positive thing. You can talk yourself into things and you can talk yourself out of things. That voice in your head is very, very powerful, and you have to learn how to control that voice in your head. It's the one that tells you that, hey, I should just eat that candy bar instead of eating the chicken and rice. Or, hey, you deserve this break. You shouldn't have to work today. Just take the day off and chill out and do nothing. Or you can use that voice to tell yourself, keep working, keep pushing, keep doing better. So it's a powerful, powerful tool, learning how to control that voice in your head, the inner voice, the self-talk. That is incredibly important to learn how to control. And I can't stress that enough for all of you. Summing this all up, guys, what I can impart on you is work hard. Get up every day. Put on your hard hat. Don't make excuses for yourself. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't worry about the stuff that you can't control. I think it's the 90-10 rule, I think they call it. I don't remember. It was some motivational book I read one time, but 10% of things that happen in life, you just can't control. But you can control how you react to those. The 90% you can't control. You can control your planning. You can control how you react to things. You can control how hard you work. Those are things that you can control. Unforeseen things, health things that happen, or just life curveballs that happen, those you can't control. So you just don't focus on those things. Another thought I want to share with you real quick is how, and this is something that I've noticed in you, if you take a step back and think about it, how certain people always have bad luck and they attract bad luck. It's how they think. They're constantly thinking negatively about everything. And I'm not saying that, being a positive thinker, you're just going to manifest stuff from the ether. The way you manifest stuff from the ether is to work your butt off. But if you automatically assume that nothing's going to work and you talk yourself out of even trying, that is a problem. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I appreciate each and every one of you. Tell me about your journey. I want to hear from you. For coaching or consultations, head over to www.anabolicbodybuilding.com to book your spot today. I can help you with optimizing hormones, fat loss, muscle gain, physique, athletic performance, nutrition, and health. For more information, shoot me an email at bigp3rd@gmail.com.